Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening. Welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I'm Drayman. I'm back today. I'll be your host, avid Man United fan. And yeah, what can I say? The season can't come to an end sooner rather than later, I would say. But yeah, as soon as possible. But before I go into it, let's just quickly go around the room. See who I've got with the pod with me today. Della.
Yo, Del Estrada, the free agent. You know what it is, man.
Sugar, free agent today, yeah?
Yeah, I was free agent last week as well.
What about the week before?
All I'm saying, on May the 20th, or whenever we do that last episode, if I see a blue shirt, bro, I'm going to be vexed, bro.
Well, listen, yeah, I was after church, yeah, like I was with Del Estrada in it, and then he was asked by someone, "Oh, what team do you support?" You should have seen the way his spirit was, bro. He was so uncomfortable answering that question. He doesn't believe in this free agent stuff. I just want to point it out there. He just, like, you know, when you can visibly see the distress, he didn't know what to do. He was rocking. I was watching him like, what's this guy gonna say? What's this guy gonna say? In the end, he said Arsenal still. Before he said anything else,
Okay.
That's where his heart.
Trying to claim it.
No,
that's where his heart is.
No, but you heard what he said. He said, "I said Arsenal first, then I followed up with what other clubs?"
Yeah, I think you said Man City. I think you said Man City, but how long was the follow-up?
So that's.
I didn't even hear the Newcastle.
Wait, Newcastle they're at the bottom now. Wow.
No, I didn't even hear the Newcastle.
I didn't say any particular.
The crazy thing is, I didn't even hear the Newcastle, man. He was like,
you wanted to hear what you wanted. Yeah, you wanted to hear what you wanted to hear.
No, I wasn't listening. I was paying.
So how did you not hear
attention.
the Newcastle bit then?
Because he didn't really say it like that. In my opinion, I thought I heard Arsenal. There was a couple of seconds because I was still staring. Like, okay, where's the rest? And he went Man City. Then
I said Arsenal, Man City, and then the person in question said, "Arsenal, you're glory hunter." I was like, "I am who I am."
This is why you start with Newcastle, bruv. Then you won't get called a glory hunter, bruv.
But Aki be a glory hunter for Arsenal. They haven't won anything for how many years?
Oof.
You sure he's a fan? You sure he's a fan?
You just show yourself and you stripes.
I'm just speaking facts, you know.
Yeah,
but let's move on, guys. It's only been
about 4 years. It's only been about 4 years, to be fair.
Let's move on.
Sorry.
It has, isn't it? About 4 years, maybe 5 tops.
Marley.
Oh yeah. Marley. Sorry, guys. Hybrid Man United support here. The other team is the team that's doing well, which is Crystal Palace. We'll take the boys.
Fair. Moving on, Joey.
Yeah, it's your boy Joey Nemanic, Liverpool #1 supporter. It's not been the greatest season, man, but we're just taking what we can, man.
Last but not least.
Yeah, it's your boy Striver. You can call me Striver. Arsenal supporter, you know what I'm saying? Staying top of the league, penultimate week of the season and all the rest of that. Successfully finished above Liverpool like I said we would. You know what I mean? So just one box ticks, just waiting to tick the other box. You guys know what it is.
Yo, kissing a gun is crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. Don't even put your lips on that again, bro.
It's not even a gun, bro. It's a cannon.
I fire for that. What for that? What for that?
Hey, you guys are lucky I didn't bring my shades on, man. I was gonna bring my shades, but that gimmick's been done already.
But before we go into it, before going to the first game, which is obviously the big game of the weekend, which was United v Arsenal, it'd only be fair that obviously when rival teams play together, that we have to put a warm hand together for the team. For the team that won on the weekend, which was Arsenal against Man United. So unfortunately, the Man United fans in this episode had to give a round of applause to the Gunners in the group. So yeah, let's just give them a quick round of applause.
No, come on, guys.
I said Palace. Oh, sorry.
We need to hear it though.
I can't hear.
Clap into the microphone, please. Yeah, clap into the microphone, please.
Guys, you need to grow up, man.
No, I can't hear that. I can't hear it. You have to slap them hands together, boys.
Listen, relax, man. Guys. I've done. No.
Guys, we know the rules, man. We know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm clapping.
But we can't hear it on mic.
Childish.
Bro. Come on,
I did the man loud just so everyone's aware. I did man loud.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I need my applause, man. And the listeners do as well. The Gunners that have been rocking with us have waited all this time. When you guys said that you were gonna the theatre of nightmares, theatre of dreams, whatever you rename the stadium to, the theatre of holes. whatever it is these days. You
Oh.
said that you said you.
Who said theatre nightmares,
Oh,
bruv?
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. Whoever said this,
Bro,
who cares,
maybe,
man?
maybe
All I'm
nightmare
saying-
football this season, but
Innit? Theatre of opportunity.
Yeah, I think that's
Exactly.
what they meant, you know, when they said theatre nightmares, right?
Right, all
yeah.
I'm saying is that the listeners, man, they were waiting for this round of applause. So if you could please edit our behind the scenes team, can you get our round of applause in there for all of the gunners that listen to the show? Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
I'll try and put an authentic
no,
one
wait a
in
minute.
to make sure. But obviously, Man United 0, Arsenal 1. Trossard's goal moved the Gunners back to the top of the Premier League. And yeah, if I start with you, Marley, what did you expect from just even seeing that starting 11? Because from me, when I just quickly saw it, it was, what can I say? Like United B team.
Yeah, I mean, I think irrespective of the team we played, I think it was based on how we've been performing recently. I think we would have still struggled in that game. Like Arsenal, they didn't really look like they moved out of third gear. I'd say.
I'd say second.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give United the benefit of the doubt. Like I've heard a lot of people say like Man United like played well, and I don't particularly think we played well. I just don't think we played as expected, which is trash. Do you know what I mean? So there was a little bit more control. 10 came with a bit more of a pragmatic, is that the word I'm looking for? Approach. In midfield, he had two sitters.
Don't you normally have two sitters?
No, not really, because everyone just floats really and just kind of does their own thing. I think putting in Amrabat in particularly in there, like I feel like he's someone that doesn't really particularly move around a lot. So he's marking space as opposed to doing what Bruno does, which is run left, right, defend, attack, do the lot. So yeah, I think we definitely had a little bit more control in the game, control that we haven't had in previous games. But yeah,
sorry to interrupt. Speaking of Amrabat, did you see the Odegaard thing? That's what I've been watching.
yeah, man. Yeah, bruv. Yeah, he got sent to a different postcode, bruv. He was ended up in Liverpool, bruv. I don't know.
That was beautiful, man.
Yeah, I've noticed. I think his problem is he hasn't got no core fitness, bruv. That's
yeah.
It wasn't bad though. Like to be fair to him, it wasn't bad outside of that moment. To be fair, like that was probably one of his better games. But I don't know why Odegaard did that, man. He chose violence and of the extreme kind as well.
This is what happens when you commit to things. So and this is why brothers like Casemiro get spun as well. They're overly committed, bruv. Some people going half-hearted for fear of being embarrassed.
Yeah.
These guys ain't got no self-respect.
No, man. You know what? When the Arsenal admin on social media was clipping that up and posing it up, I was like, wow, you're taking it there, like.
Yeah, the Arsenal social team has been unruly recently. So.
were they doing that to big up Odegaard, or do you think to bring down?
They definitely embarrassed Man United in the process of the post. But I respect it, man. I'm all for it, man. I'll be honest. But yeah, like I didn't expect anything. Garnacho had one of his worst games ever. I think had a lot of chances in the final third. It was wasteful as well. So
Very wasteful.
yeah, and Højlund as well. I'll be honest. I don't particularly expect much from that guy at this moment in time. He had one decent chance in the probably in the first 20 minutes.
When he slipped.
Yeah, when he
Slipped when he shot.
Yeah, he slipped. Which was the other time?
The one when he slipped and the one when he sort of like was holding up Gabriel, but then he couldn't get his shot off.
Oh, when he got, but his back was to goal. I wouldn't really. That's like a half chance, and that's probably giving it a bit too much credit. Ahmed had a good game, and it makes you wonder why he's been at the team for so long. He actually looked pretty lively on the ball. I was watching him and thinking, like, I was genuinely trying to understand, like, what has Antony been bringing to this team, or Garnacho off the right that I haven't seen from Ahmed in this game, and then some. Like it was a bit confusing.
But he definitely looked levels above your wingers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, man, just to be Dre, man, it was expected. I was expecting us to concede more goals. To be fair,
yeah.
So 1-0 was probably a least embarrassing result. But yeah, man, a loser's losing it.
Yeah,
or loss,
exactly.
the loss rather.
Strives, I was going to say, many teams have enjoyed themselves at Old Trafford this season. So I thought it would have been very hard for Arsenal not to go out there and obviously get the 3 points that you guys needed to keep up and be top of the Premier League. So was that your kind of mindset though? Like, because obviously when you got the goal, I felt like you guys could almost just cruise into second gear because you almost felt like, you know, you had everything under control moving forward.
Yeah, so when we got that goal, a part of me was wishfully thinking that, okay, hopefully this is where the floodgates open.
It's open.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Like, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, yeah, like up until like the week of the game, I just thought, yeah, man, we're gonna destroy United. United are too crap. You know, you're always building up the fight. Like, you see, like how boxers build the fight up to sell pay-per-views. Like, I feel like that's what I'm always doing. Like, yeah, like, we're gonna smoke United. United are trash. Theater of dreams, what dreams, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? And then the week is approaching now, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting nervous, Dre. I'm getting nervous.
I could tell by the stuff you was putting in the group.
Yes, bro, because I'm looking at it, and then I'm getting a reminder of history. Like, bro, I think we've beaten United at Old Trafford a handful of times, like, and it's always 1-0 when we win. And in the last 16, I think what I posted in the group was the last 16 results. Where I saw a hell of losses, a couple of draws and 1 win. I was like, right, okay, this Old Trafford place is real judgment for us, like a real curse for us. So I didn't really know I started getting a little bit panicked. And like I said, I saw Della yesterday briefly, and I even mentioned to him, like, he'll probably attest to this. I said, yo, like, I don't want to put no negative out there, because he was like, stop being negative, yeah. And I was like, look, I'm not putting no negative out there, because I'm not finishing my sentences. So there's power and life at the tip of the tongue, and it's in the Bible and that. So I weren't finishing my sentences, but I was basically trying to allude that, yo, like, I'm not expecting a fun day today, man. I think it might be a little bit hairy, and I think Della had a different opinion to me. I'll let him touch on that when he gets the microphone. But like, yeah, like as the goal came in, I'm hopeful that the floodgates were going to be open. But in my heart, I thought it was going to be the game it was. Like, I thought it was going to be the game it was in my heart. Despite, irrespective of it being B team, C team, whatever you want to call it, like Eric Ten Hag's been talking about Arsenal, United, like in all of his interviews when we've got nothing to do with it. Like, in fact, if I was a United fan, I'll actually be extremely upset with the team, with Eric Ten Hag, because it's like, I'm seeing reports that he's turned up to training early. Obviously, he's probably partly because of the result at Crystal Palace that I'm aware that you guys attended, where you guys got smoked. But also, I think that he's drilling it into these players, that self-respect is on the line here. Bro, I don't think I've ever seen United look so controlled, like so organized, like that. The amount of space between like your defense, your midfield, you guys was like, I think it might have been the first time I've seen like a line of a back four. I'd clearly identify your midfield, clearly identify your defense. I'm thinking, wow, where's all this organization been for the whole of the season? All of a sudden, you guys want to do it against us. It was annoying, bro. But
bar the goal, bro. I was gonna say,
yeah, but even the goal, like, I know Casemiro's picked up some flack for that, and he's a fatty. I mean, we've been telling you guys he's a fatty, and you guys have recently started to accept that he was a fatty, because, you know, when that kebab meme rolled up, you lot were trying to say that, oh, no, it's an angle, this and that. I think I remember that on one of the episodes back then. Oh, it's an angle, he's not fat like this, blah, blah, blah. But I think we've all accepted now that Casemiro is a fatty, and he's on his retirement plan at United. Fair play to him. However, slander aside, he took some flack for that. But I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka's probably more culpable for that mistake. He fell asleep there.
No, they both are. Casemiro,
yeah, I think they both are. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? He is, but he's probably not expecting the ball to come back so soon. Like, he's probably not expecting it to. I mean, obviously, he's a professional. he should obviously
But
get
I
up.
think even for me, like the Casemiro, the spatial awareness of the player just running in behind him just baffled me as well. I'm like,
It wasn't him. That's what I swear that was Wan-Bissaka. Like,
but the thing
Trossard
is,
running behind him.
But the thing is, for me, Casemiro just didn't really know what was going on. Like he just wasn't aware. Like, you know, you've not run out quick enough, and then he's almost like been left behind. And it's not something you'd associate with like someone who's won like so many trophies, so many medals.
Yeah, well, you know what? Outside of that gaff or that blunder, let's call it that. I mean, again.
Before you move on away from that, Shaz, I think people need to not forget the part that Onana played.
Oh yeah, I was going to say he got a lot of flack as well online from all the fans.
Not so much Onana, but probably your whole setup of your team. Because if Casemiro is dropped to receive the ball to create an angle, someone else should also have dropped a bit closer to receive the ball, and hence why Onana had to go long. And then that means Casemiro is out of position. He's only dropped in that position because we're meant to be playing out from the back or whatever. And naturally, he's out of position. So he should have got out quicker. But you know,
it was a lot of things that were the issue. Because ultimately the first action of obviously Casemiro dropping deep to receive the ball, there's nothing wrong with that. But where there is issues, probably where that his desire to get back in line with the defenders, that's one issue with Casemiro. But also, to your point, the left back should drop in as well to be able to receive the ball to give another option. That's a problem. Obviously, Onana hasn't got any idea. He's had to go long. We've seen that quite often this season as well. It's just a setup, man. Ultimately, I think it's just the ball drops. Like the ball drops in 10's court effectively because
exactly.
This playing out from the backs, it just doesn't work with who we've got. We've been trying it for time. We tried it under Ollie. We tried it under Ralph, and these guys just don't look comfortable enough to do it. Like, so I don't understand why you would still continue to try to do it.
But don't you have to just continue doing it? Like for example, Arteta does. Obviously, we criticize Ange as well, but Ange is consistently trying to perfect something that's difficult.
I just don't think you try it with these guys because these guys have been trying to do it for ages now and they've let you down. Like I think if you're going to try and do it, you do it with different ingredients, you do it with different pieces on the board, and it's not these guys. Wan-Bissaka, like he's so unsettling on the eye, like he's.
I think we should sell him back to Palace. If I'm honest,
I don't think Palace should take him, bro.
No, they were.
Palace are flying now.
They've moved on.
Yeah,
they've moved
on from him, man. So yeah, it's just a number of issues, man. Like it doesn't. That's a good goal. It doesn't stop with
Who scored?
Villa. Doesn't stop with Casemiro. You know what I mean?
I was going to say.
Speaking of people having gas playing out on the back, that was absolutely terrible from Liverpool, man. Terrible from Liverpool.
McAllister, bro, that was a madness from him.
Yeah, but yeah. Sorry.
This guy that just scored, bro. He's banged a couple of goals, you know.
Yeah,
who scored?
Duran.
Oh, Duran.
Yeah.
But just sorry to obviously cut in and out listeners, but yeah, like obviously you make a good point, Della, and obviously Marley Mar. But outside of that that little mistake, I feel like you guys could be proud of the way you guys were, at least like the concentration and the effort it took to kind of. I'll say it's weird because I'll say it was a relatively easy game for Arsenal, but I'd also say Arsenal respected you guys enough to not want to take chances because of your counter-attack. And I think Manchester United deserve credit for making it that kind of game, for even putting us on caution.
I think I was happy to keep like Saka just how he was throughout that game, bro. I was happy. And I don't know whether that was because you guys were just content with that mentality. It was like, oh, bring on United. Let's see that if you can break us down, break us down. If not, we're just going to play football as we know. Probably like try not to get out of third or fourth gear if we don't need to. Just kind of.
Saka would have disappointed a few Arsenal fans, because I mean I saw like some quotes from him saying how Old Trafford is his favourite ground to go to and play at and stuff, and he didn't look like that. But I don't know if that's down to him per se. He did look like he was playing with an injury, and I know that's the popular go-to whenever we speak about Saka, but he was a doubt for the game, whatnot. You see in the warm-up, you see the massive like bandage patch that was on his shin from where he had the gash in the previous game, so he took a knock. So he did look like he wasn't playing at he's 100% comfort, but he also didn't look like he was like he didn't look like he could be clutch for us in that game. But I think what we didn't get from Saka offensively is very easy to miss what he gives us defensively.
Yeah, going back.
Yeah, so he was man. I think Saka defensively was pretty like it's almost like he was playing like a right back. You know what I mean? And I think he was very resolute in that. He was resolute in that. And I saw some stats to say that in the last year, he's been outperforming some of the nation's favorite right backs. You know what I mean? So Saka is a player that he's not.
What does that mean? He's performing.
So like, as in like, he's made more tackles than. Oh. Yeah, he's made more tackles. He's made more clearances. Hold on, let me try and get it up actually, just so I can.
But while you look for it, Della, what was your take on the game? Just watching it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think
Liverpool are freaking idiots, bro.
What's the score?
3-3.
Wow, they done it, Duran again.
Freaking idiots, bro. After this podcast, I'm going to every Liverpool fan that owes me money, bro. I want it now. This makes me. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry.
A draw's not enough, though, is it?
Bro, like Tottenham's just gonna down tools now.
No, they have to win. They have to win. If they win,
no, a draw's still not. It's not as bad.
No, but if Tottenham win their next 2 games, they get Champions League. So they have to win against Man City. They can't draw.
Yeah. So as long as Villa drop points.
I mean, the game's over. To be fair,
exactly.
But anyway,
hey, Joey, bruv. Hey, Joey, back your boys, bro. Oh man,
it's a good thing. I was going to say it's a good thing he's blurred the background, man. It's a good thing he's blurred it.
Yeah, well, otherwise we'll get taken down from YouTube.
But Della, yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, I was saying, as I mentioned in the group, I thought United had a good setup. But as to the point that you guys have both said, it's probably you got played okay, but nothing special. But at least it showed that 10 can maybe do things slightly different as opposed to just leaving himself completely open. And maybe if you guys had Bruno and maybe Rashford, then maybe you guys would have probably taken your chances. Who knows? But it was a decent performance from United overall. But yeah, Arsenal they didn't. I'm hearing people saying a lot of people say Arsenal didn't come out of second gear, but is that just Arsenal's doing, or some credit? No, but maybe because United were threatening. You know, Garnacho had a few chances. If he had maybe had a final better pass, then chances could have been created for the opposing for United to score. But I think Arsenal, they were underwhelming. But at this stage, it's not really about the performance in it. It's just literally about getting.
No, I think that's the main thing. Like they're still getting the 3 points. Main thing that matters.
God, 9 minutes injury time, bruv.
Hey, big man, let's do this podcast, man.
Sorry,
man.
I got a Premier League to win, man.
Hey, just to piggyback off of what Della said as well. I think we have seen though that when it comes to certain games like rivalries against, like I think Liverpool, where United drew with us at Anfield, they are capable of playing differently and like just putting up good defensive performances or decent.
United didn't play well against Liverpool. Liverpool just didn't take their chances.
So I mean, sorry, they are capable of playing differently and kind of pulling it over the line. So I was asking that question: if Casemiro and Wan-Bissaka went on a madness yesterday, how would have Arsenal played differently? Would they been able to get out the second gear? Because it was just interesting. Yeah, it was just interesting to kind of think of all of those things. And I was wondering, like, who would have come in and saved the day for United in that situation?
Well, you know what?
That's impossible. I was just wondering who.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's hard to say because the game was so boring. I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, I fell asleep for some of it. I was just like, I felt comfortable that we weren't going to concede. That's crazy. As much as I was saying it feels hairy and I was anxious about it, I felt like we weren't going to concede. I felt like we would see the game out to the point where I felt comfortable just like, you know, if you're proper anxious, you can't sleep. But I actually fell asleep for some of it. It was a little bit underwhelming. But you saw Martinelli have a chance. I feel like he fainted maybe one too many times. I think if he took that shot earlier, he might have got a bit more joy. But it was a good save from Onana. Yeah. Declan Rice had a little shot. We didn't really force the issue too much. We were comfortable to just defend, I feel like it's testament to the side that Mikel Arteta has built in Arsenal. Like being able to have a team now where you can say, guys, I'm not really too concerned about rolling another side over 3s or 4s and 5s. Just give me a professional performance, stop them scoring, and you know what I mean, like just get us over the line. And I feel like being able to do that and look like that's what we're doing, I feel like it's testament to the team that Mikel Arteta's built with in this Arsenal side, man. So to what Joey was saying, I think if we had to step it up, I think we could have. So I do think that we were playing in a reduced gear. No disrespect to United, but I'm not taking away from what I feel like was probably one of United's best performances of the season, despite losing.
I was gonna say Marley, I would say even though United lost, just like Strive said, they probably take a lot of probably good points from that game that just, I think Ten Hag said after the game, like structure, keeping your head, just the basics of football that they can take. Because I know you're probably looking at me thinking, what am I saying? But obviously from the last game, when we played Palace.
I'm thinking what is, it might be a penny. I'm thinking what is Ten Hag, Villa, the check-in view,
I hope it's a penny.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
This could be crazy.
Yeah, but the positives from the game, in my opinion, anyway, like I think there was a massive positive in Kobe Mainoo. Like he looked like again another short performance in midfield. Obviously, there wasn't much happening, in in the final third, but he looks good, man. He looks he's still 18, right? He's not 18, not 19 yet, is he? He's 18. I think he's 18.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
But he's like, he was very, very. I saw him shrug off Partey one time. I saw him shrug off Havertz one time. I was like, oh. Yeah,
Partey's lost a lot of physicality, hasn't he, man?
He's trying to undermine my guy, bro. Let him just be Hent for a day, bro. I beg you, bro. But yeah, like that's probably the one positive from the game that I took from it. He had a pretty decent game in that. You know, if we're looking for silver linings here, anyway.
But yeah, the stat that I was trying to find in regards to Saka was he has more tackles of he's averaging more tackles than Trippier, Trent, Walker. So this is like England's best right backs, some of England's best right backs. And blocks, Trippier averages 1.57, and Saka's 1.21. Trent is 0.78 and Walker was 0.52. So I saw that.
So he's doing the nitty gritty well.
Yeah, he's doing the nitty gritty, and then he's still putting up his best goals and assists contribution to the season. So he's leveling up with his contribution offensively, and his defensive performance as well is very easy to go under the radar. And what you'll find is sometimes our fan base will be, in my opinion, unnecessarily harsh on Bukayo and really like, oh yeah, he's putting up goals and assists, but his performances are stinky. And I'm just like, depends what you're looking for, man. His performances are solid. They're professional. They're always. It's very rare that he actually has a stinky performance. In my opinion, he's actually moving very elite. Like Saka deserves a trophy and he deserves the Prem, man. Just like Jude Bellingham deserves something, Saka does as well, man.
So on the subject of Saka, what do you guys think about the fact that for all the seasons he's had at Arsenal, bear in mind he's been carrying Arsenal for a large part of his short career, he's never been voted Young Player of the Year. And then you got Phil Foden, who is part of a very good Man City team. He probably doesn't have to do as much as Saka's been doing, but for I think the last couple of years he's been voted the Young Player of the Year.
Work smart, not hard.
No, but don't you think that's something to be looked at? Because what do you have to do if someone's a young player's basically the go-to for a particular team.
No, I think it's clear though. You got to be winning some stuff, bro. People
Yeah, I was
want
gonna
they like
say.
winners.
No,
They
but
like winners, but they like hard
it's
workers, but they like winners
it's
too,
unfair
man.
to say a young player has to be part of a winning team.
No.
How do you measure it? If a
No,
young
I agree.
player
I agree
doing
with
well
you. I agree with you.
for a team, it's a young player of the year. It's not because I play for Man City and I
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Maybe
Do you know
that's
what it is? No, but do you know what it is? I think it's because you're a young player and everybody is. We're all in kind of like unison that this Man City team is very, very elite,
Yeah.
and they're breaking records regularly.
Mhm.
But to be a young guy and doing it and standing out head and shoulders above a lot of the top players there.
He's only done that this season, though.
It's only done that, yeah.
Yeah, he's only done that. He's only done that this season. So
No, but he's done it to the point where people are looking at him to say that this is a quality player that should be in the England squad or should be this and that.
Yeah, but
like for
but
example,
Saka's-
MJ's been screaming about Phil Foden for a long time, and
Yeah,
he's
everyone's been
screaming about
it
it,
for a long time.
but he's screaming about him at Man City.
No, but
Would that be the same case of Saka? I think so, but
you
like,
know what?
Yeah.
But what Della's what I think Della's point is very, very relevant and prominent in the fact is Saka doesn't really have a hiding place at Arsenal. Whereas if City's doing garbage, you're not drawing out Phil Foden. You're drawing out Erling Haaland. You're drawing out KDB. You know what I mean? You're drawing out some of the more senior players. So Foden's allowed to shine and be a winner, and he's allowed to stink. Yeah, and hide. Like,
No, I agree with you. I'm just
Saka's not allowed that. He doesn't get that same benefit.
yeah. I agree with you. I'm just giving you the
That's because
other spin why people
Arsenal
would
fans are
do that.
entitled though. Because
yeah, also-
when Saka has a stinky game, you don't hear other rival fans particularly saying,
100%
Saka's
true.
had a stinky game. It's usually Arsenal fans that said that you usually too quick to get on his back, bro.
No, but Miles, to my point, so do you think it doesn't make? Is there any validity to the point I'm making whereby Saka should have been at least been recognised a lot more than Foden for the part
Yeah,
that he's
absolutely.
playing
100%,
for
100%.
Arsenal?
Mm.
Obviously,
Absolutely.
especially by the Prem, but yeah.
Absolutely. He's
Well, he's even shown it when he plays for England, like how much
Yeah,
of a
exactly.
stalwart player he is there.
The young
He
player,
needs,
it's not
he needs to
really-
move more like Conte, bruv. He talks too much, bruv. You know they don't like freaking vocal blacks, bruv.
I was gonna say it's a
Saka-
political thing with those votes, man.
That's political, bruv.
He don't
Wait,
talk that much.
He talks too much, bruv. Too much. You got to say shum, bruv. Don't say nothing. Just smile and nod, bruv.
Yeah.
Smile and nod.
Oh, man.
That's what they want. That's what they want, bruv. It's fucking, bruv. The game's rigged. The game is rigged.
Oh, like even I don't know if we're going to touch on the player of the season nominations and the young player of the season nominations. I'm outraged that Saka's not in that eight.
Saka should get someone. To be fair, I don't know what it is, but it should be.
I'm outraged, just like I'm even outraged Rodri's not in there. But I'm outraged that one of our defenders ain't in there. Like I'm outraged.
It's mad.
You know, there's only space for one young black.
Saliba's
There's
in
only
there, no?
space for one young black, and Mano took it, bro. Let's leave that as that, bro. And celebrate the boy.
And Mano's my guy, and that was ridiculous. I'll be honest.
Let's celebrate the boy.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. But yeah, has anyone got anything else to add to that game? I mean, for me, it was a pretty straightforward game.
Did everyone see Anthony's his
Oh yeah, I
entrance,
saw
bruv?
that. Oh, that was
I
mad.
thought it was a WWE wrestler, bruv.
Bro, no, honestly, what is wrong with him though? Like,
No, but he's,
some-
but he's had a
there's-
tough year. He's had a tough year. Remember, man. Like, he's going through some things outside of the game.
I think he's on the spectrum, bruv. Yes.
he could be, and honestly, that's not even an insult. He's not an insult, but I'm just trying to work out what is it that makes him different to us. That's what I want to know, innit? So
You lot got made that Blade picture, the cover of the
Did you?
you bladed him up this week.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, Marley. I don't know if it was. I can't. I saw a clip. I think it was probably during the game that he moved him to maybe left back,
Oh yeah, it was.
and that he
livid
was.
again.
Yeah, he was livid again. He was fighting with like the players why he's moving back to left back, and Scott McTominay had to kind of tell him, bro, just calm
Yeah,
down,
so-
bro,
so
just go left back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Look at Della's smiling because he's vindicated. That was his recommendation for
About
Anthony to
what?
play left back.
Oh, it's-
Remember?
but he may have a good shout there. Play inverted fullback.
Yeah.
But Dre, before you move on, this
Yeah.
is you United fans. What do you think of what Rooney said in terms of
I agree.
some of the players? You agree?
I've agreed for time.
Mm.
Yeah.
What you think they are?
What would do with their injuries?
They're cowards, and I believe like they can have a little nick and then little nick, and they'll be like, I'm not playing. Martial, absolutely, bro. Throughout his season, you're telling me his all of his injuries have meant he can't play. No, absolutely.
But he's done it under every single manager, though.
I think part of the problem also is that there's a culture in Manchester United where it's become acceptable to. You've been in jobs where, or I've definitely been in jobs because I move around quite a lot. Like where you go into a company and there's a culture of like, I had felt a little tickle in my throat. I've decided to work from home.
Of course.
Like that seems like his Man United's culture, bruv. Like if you've got like a little ailment, like bruv, go see the physio, bruv, and get a sick note, bruv. Like to play.
The only thing I would say is these recent weeks, are they maybe just looking ahead for the cup final?
Yeah, that's what
absolutely. Martial, I knew he would be fit. I knew he would be available.
If that's the case, do you not look at the manager? Because if the manager, he doesn't have to pick them for the FA Cup final.
No, man, he needs everything he can take.
It's him to do. Yeah, he could take more ownership of it and say, if he wasn't available for all these games, then you can't be available for the FA Cup.
This is why
play weekly, bruv. Weekly or Hoyland. That's not like.
This is what I'm saying, and this is why, like, I think Eric Ten Hag should get another season as well, because look at what he's having to deal with. Like Graham Souness was also on. He was in TalkSport earlier, saying the same thing, saying that he said a trusted source that he's not going to name for obvious reasons has literally told him that this is what United players are down tools in, like, or literally pretending to be injured, or maybe they have knocks, but they're deliberately
they're enhancing it.
Go on.
No, I was just gonna say no, because I fully believe it. Like, and I've accused a few. I think Cole Palmer did it against us as well. Like, I think he just didn't want to play us. Like when we beat them 5-0. I really think that, bro, because I'm just like, bro, how can you be fit and then all of a sudden you got this little illness, man? Fix up, man.
Bro,
I think some players do it sometimes.
You can get the shits, bro. You can.
Yeah, probably. But that's just something that I've always thought. But when I saw Wayne Rooney say it, I was thinking, good on you, man. No, I would have liked for them to have probed him a little bit more as well, like to just find out, who said that?
Yeah, the one thing I would say though is I get what Wayne's saying, but I think the mentality of players these days is different. Compared to when he played, because when he played, bruv, I remember Hines, bruv, his knee was strapped for like a whole season, bruv. Like bruv, playing through injuries.
You've still got that in the modern game, bruv. Like Declan Rice, look at him, bruv. Look at Kai Havertz, always available.
But Strives in general.
Look at Bukayo Saka.
We've got the same, bruv.
That's reflective of society, though. Like people today are a lot softer than they were back then. And it's just life, innit? Like I think Ronaldo was saying that in his Piers Morgan interview, like people just they get too much too soon in it, and they don't have to work for things. So
it's true.
It's very easy to just say, you know what, playing against Arsenal, playing against these guys, it's not that big to me.
Get rid of them, get them out. Then get them out. Like this is what your managers have been telling you. Like Ragnick said that you need open heart surgery. Mourinho says 4 or 5 players are still in the club that he's baffled about, because he said that they needed rid like when he was there. Like
bro, Phil Jones
happening.
Phil Jones.
Bro, Phil Jones took the absolute piss.
Yeah, so why won't they, bro? Remember, they're on extraordinary amounts of money. In comparison to the league, bro. Why you've not given me any?
Find a way. But the contracts, pay them off. United have got the bread.
That's not how it works, bro. You do contracts, you know that's not how it works, bro.
But that's how the line that the new owner said that they're going to take, though. They're going to say that it's going to we're not going to be afraid to rip up contracts, and I actually do believe him. I actually do.
Okay,
take massive loss on players.
Yeah, talk more on that. Speak further, because you can't terminate a contract unless there's mutual consent.
No, but that's what Arsenal done, and everyone laughed at it, saying they're getting rid of players by paying them off.
Like, and people was laughing at us saying that we're not commercially savvy, X, Y, and Z. But look at us now, man. Look at us now, man.
But remember when that happened, Strives was one who had the biggest problem with that, bro. And I thought it was good. You got to get rid of it. And even with hang on. Even with Harry Maguire, remember they're trying to sell him to West Ham, and West Ham couldn't afford his salary. And I was saying, bro, if it's 10 million to get rid of Harry Maguire and you don't want him at the club, pay that 10 million.
Man United, I think they were willing to pay 6 million, but they didn't want to pay the full amount.
You're not in a position to negotiate how much you're going to pay to get rid of somebody who's on 300,000 plus. And another 10 years left in his contract.
But the thing is, the only thing
I don't think it's negotiable. I think they mean pay out whatever's left on their contract. So if they've got 2 years, for instance,
that's it. Pay the compensation, and I think it was 10 million. I think it was.
What difference does it make? What difference does it make whether you pay out the contract or you keep them at the club? They're still getting paid. So for the sake of
because remember it's over a time period. If you pay them out there and then that's going to affect your financial fair play.
surely you can negotiate. Say, we're gonna
Nah.
over the duration of your contract, we can still pay you.
Bro, imagine somebody says we're kicking you out of this club. We're supposed to give you £10 million right now, but we want to give it to you in installments.
No, because what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you're still gonna get your money.
No, I want my money right now, bro. We're not on good terms, bro. You can't push me out of the club and then say to me, can we just give you some money?
It's like a redundancy payment, innit?
Let me land my point. Because at the end of the day, whether you're at the club, you're still going to be getting the same amount. If you then left the club, you're still going to be getting the same amount. Then you can still sign for another club and you're still going to be getting paid then. So you're still going to get your money. Whether you want to get in a lump sum or not, your money will still be coming. So
but remember, Harry Maguire doesn't want to leave. So he doesn't want to leave. Phil Jones doesn't want to leave. So you guys, you have to make the offer, give them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
That's I'm wondering what these new guys at Manchester are going to do, bro.
We wanted them to leave as well, but I think it was a case of we just couldn't find the right people to buy him.
I think just to clarify, because Joey likes to use my name to make his points, but first off, I never ever said anything like that. I think what you're referring
we moved on, man.
We haven't. But that needs to be corrected. The only thing I had an issue with was getting rid of Aubameyang if we didn't have a striker, and just until the end of the season. But anyway,
what did I say though? I said you had the issue with getting rid of Aubameyang.
You said I had an issue with cutting people's contracts early.
No, I didn't say that. I said you had an issue with getting rid of Aubameyang, bro.
No, you never said Aubameyang. You didn't actually quote a player. You didn't quote a player.
No,
I said Aubameyang. I said
the first time Aubameyang's name's been brought up in this episode was when I just said it. But anyway, just to get back onto this.
All right, sorry. Can we put money on that, please?
No, it's right. He's right. You didn't say Aubameyang.
Wait.
Yeah, man, you know, like giving Trav money, bro.
Bro. Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
What do you want?
£20. Let's go, bro. I've been trying to give you £20 for the last 2 weeks, bro.
I'm shaking his hand virtually. But what I was gonna say though is the only thing I will say that Erik ten Hag has probably, it's not the only thing, but there's a few things he's done wrong. But it's obviously man management. I've said maybe on the last season 1 of Podcast Pundits, that I query his man management in regards to Maguire. I'm not saying that it wasn't the right thing to do, but when you strip a man of his captaincy, you know what I mean, and basically make it abundantly clear that you are unwanted and you're surplus to requirement, and then you end up needing man, kind of thing. Like now, that's probably where you're going to encompass or face the issues that Joey Nomadic is alluding to, where he's saying, why am I doing you a favor? Like my noise is out of joint here, so he might stick his foot in the mud or the ground or what have you, and refuse to move on. And maybe that's where Erik ten Hag might have played some things a little bit wrong in certain regards. Like sometimes maybe just even when you're not. Sometimes it's a criticism I have of Mikel Arteta as well. Sometimes even the players that are falling out of favour with you, don't make it be so obvious. Like that's one thing I think Pep's really good at. Like you won't know that. Like Cole Palmer was playing for Man City. I had no idea he was going to be at Chelsea in the next couple of games. You know what I mean? So
I didn't think Pep did either. I think Pep wanted him to stay, to be fair.
I just think in general,
Ferran Torres is a classic example of nobody knowing, and all of a sudden he's gone.
And then he's gone. So I think with the Maguire, like when Della was saying that, cool, like you can pay him some severance pay, and he can still go and find another club. But when you kind of disrespect players as well, that's probably when you might find a bit of stubbornness. So that's probably where Erik ten Hag might be. There might be some culpability on that front. But I think in general, sorry, because I think we should move on. But I think in general, man, if you guys just take the approach of like, F these dumb players, get rid of them, whatever you need to do to remove them from the atmosphere, the dressing room, you guys will play better. I think the game against Arsenal is even proof of that, because without some of these guys, you looked like a respectable team.
I think it's a structure anyway. Ineos they're not dumb. There's going to be obviously changes. They're going to try and implement it, and I can only see it as being a positive from the top down. So I
think Ten's getting fired. You know, sorry, just for add that there.
You think so?
I think he was gone as well. Personally,
I don't think so. I don't think he did that Gary Neville interview where he's allowed to speak his truth essentially.
Yeah, but I remember. I know you said that before, Della, but didn't we Man United do an exit interview for fucking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? When he was crying, he said, "I'm leaving." Like, come on, we love giving people interviews.
But wasn't that after the fact?
Yeah,
That
but,
interview.
it was after the fact, but
yeah,
but still,
but I'm just saying, bro.
bro.
Like we're doing like media interviews, bro. Like Man United, they don't care. Like,
So,
All right, so
Stripes, what do you think? Do you think he's leaving as well?
I don't think so.
not leaving. I think he's getting fired.
Sorry, yeah. Do you think he's getting sacked as well?
I don't think he's getting sacked. And you know why I don't think he's getting sacked? 'Cause I think Eric Ten Hag's got a point when he says Ineos aren't stupid. Because you want to fix Manchester United, yeah? You're doing it from the top down. You sorted out the structure and what have you not. Then what are you going to do? Bring in another manager who's going to
no, correct. You're going to bring in a manager that you found and you feel comfortable with. You're going to bring a manager because that's the old regime, Ten Hag. And it's systematic that it's a failing regime on the pitch.
Yeah. But then Marley, you're going to then bring in your manager he wants to bring in his players who may want to bring one or two of his own backroom staff.
That's going to happen anyway.
But he's going to. Okay.
Because at the minute, obviously, what will happen is we keep 10 for another season. Obviously, we're going to need to bring in players. 10's going to have a say on the kind of players that ultimately he wants in his team. Maybe not identifying the players, but he might get, all right, here's 3 players. Which one do you want? That's all 10. But again, that's all the old regime. That's not them. As far as I'm concerned.
But when 10 got the opportunity to bring in some players, he didn't get his first choices. And then when obviously the makeshift players that he brought in, not to disrupt those players, but they just weren't his first choices. The loan deals that he brought in or what have you not, got him a trophy and got him a Champions League football, got him finishing third. He had the same season that Liverpool's having like this season, to be fair. So he's proven he is capable of building a team and getting a team to.
Ain't that football though? Ain't it? Like sometimes you have your first choices and you don't get your first choices. That's just football though, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that he's like, as much as he's had some howlers, he's also had some like winners.
But
you get what I mean?
Even now, when you look at them, like you look at Hoyland's not performing. You look at Malacia, you haven't seen him for a whole season. Lisandro Martinez has been out for half of this, the full season. What am I talking about? Casemiro, who's good for the bin, one season and done. Who else is there? There's a lot of players that.
Oh no.
To be fair, he's probably one of the ones that he's probably one that can get a bear as being fair. But then you got like Mason Mount. We haven't seen him all season. Like there's a lot of like I don't know.
The mad thing for Man United is you go from being like, I think I can't remember if it was season last year or the year before, but you go from conceding the least amount of goals in the Prem to being the most. To being the team that people score against you the most is a bit nuts for me. So I get where Strives is saying that point, like that Ineos aren't dumb, but at the same time, I haven't seen anything from ETH for me to be like, you know what, he didn't have the players, but they've kind of stepped up. For me, it looks like they've tapped out. That's just my personal opinion. They've tapped out from him. They've tapped out.
Sorry, one last question. What did they do when they took over? What was the French club again? Is it Lille?
Nice.
Nice. Do you know anyone know what they did there? That might be an indicator.
No, I just know the Jean-Claude guy. When he was at PSG, he turned everything around, like flipped the club upside down. I think changed the badge. Started making more commercial deals with like brands like Jordan and so forth. So I know what he done, but I'm not too familiar with what Nice done. I know they improved like massively though.
That'll be interesting to know what they did with the management team or the backroom staff when they got there as well. Because I know that Nice weren't doing too great before Ineos took over.
Cool. So let's move on from there. Obviously, Marley, United have got Newcastle Wednesday. Doesn't really matter anymore.
No, it doesn't. Why did I care about that game? There was a reason why I cared about it, but I can't remember.
Is it because of the placings of the Prem? Or?
Yeah, you didn't want to be in Europa Conference League.
Didn't want to, or did?
I don't think you wanted to.
I think it might have been. I might have wanted to see some players actually. I don't know.
What's the places? Because we was trying to work it out in the last episode. Does anyone like know for definite like what the places are for Europa Conference, Europa?
I've never looked that far down the table. I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I think you do have to win the FA Cup to get into the Europa League.
Yeah, I know that much. But in terms of like the because obviously United's 8th at the moment. Where do they need to finish to not be in Europa Conference? Is 8th for Europa Conference position, or is it 7th?
I think it's 7th. You know,
because
what happened
when you finish 8th? Didn't you finish 8th twice? What happened with you?
Well, we won the FA Cup in it, so we was in the Europa.
There weren't no conference them times as
And
well.
then the last time we finished 8th, we didn't get no Europe.
Yeah, seventh for Europe.
Yeah.
It would only been eighth if
One of
English-
So wait, can we
if the
just
English
the
team
fact that
got the fifth chance.
Daniel's asking
Yeah.
questions that he knows the answers to?
No, I don't, because I didn't know, because there was no such thing as Europa Conference back then. Obviously, I don't know what Europa Conference is about, and my team's never going to be in that competition. You know, so I legit don't know.
Bro, if it was around
No,
5 years ago, you would have
actually,
known.
correction. Sixth place is Europa Conference League. There's nothing for 7th and 8th.
Sixth place.
Yeah, so I think the
No,
cup,
but-
the
so
cup
fifth-
winner. I'm looking at the table now. So like 1st to 4th is
Champions League.
Champions League. 5th
And
is Europa League,
Yeah.
Mm.
and 6th is Europa Conference League, and I think the rest is allocated to cup winners.
They must have taken a space from us, man.
Mm.
Are you sure it's not two Europa?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. So
I
this
thought two
season,
Europa, one conference.
yeah, I don't think it's 2 Europa this season.
Because last season it was who was in Europa? You had
Villa,
West Ham, and
West
Villa.
Ham.
No,
No,
Villa was in conference.
No, West Ham won thingy. Remember, they won Conference League. That's why they got
Yeah.
Europa.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. So you guys,
Yeah.
you guys probably want to lose that if you don't want to play Europa Conference football.
Yeah,
No,
for me,
I think if they
Man
win, they
United
still
shouldn't be in
don't get it. I don't think they get it even if they win.
no, because what? Because they're playing Newcastle, no. So
it.
they're
They
playing.
got
Oh, yeah,
Newcastle
yeah,
and then Burnley in it.
Don't we get in for the FA Cup anyway? Because,
Yeah, if you win
Yeah,
the
you'll-
FA Cup, you get
we
get a place.
we get for runners up as well, no?
I don't
No,
know
no,
if they
no.
do. Yeah, I don't know if we,
Runners up don't get it. You have to win it, and
You have
you
to
both
win
know
it.
that's
Even though if Man City win the league.
yeah.
yeah. So I think they're just gonna do to the best sporting team at least yellow cards.
Mm. I think regardless, I think United.
Actually, I don't know that. Actually, like if City win the league, well,
Maybe you get Conference League if because I know when I was watching it yesterday, they were saying that basically to get into Europa League you have to win the FA Cup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Fair
at the minute, Chelsea get Conference League.
Based on what?
So I'm just looking at the table now, and it says currently as it stands, Champions League, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, and Aston Villa, Europa, Tottenham, and Newcastle, Conference League, Chelsea. So it's,
Mm.
What were you looking at? What are you looking at? What source are you looking at? That's weird. I'm on Flash Score right now.
You know what, man? Hopefully, Arsenal win the league, and then you guys can win the FA Cup, man, and then you can get your Europa, man.
Mm. I'd personally, I think it would be good for United not to be in Europe, in any kind of European football. But that's just my point. Anyway, moving on from them. Anyway, we have to move on to the people that are hot on Arsenal's heels. Man City. Obviously, it was a comfortable victory for them, 4-0 v Fulham. For me, it just seems like City are just doing what they know best. They're just going into these games. Fulham, for me, didn't really have anything in their tank, and Man City just kind of picked them apart in every department.
They were flying kites in training.
Mm.
Too much made about that, man. It's like what you do post training is what you do post training. That was like what you meant to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what?
Play PlayStation.
Bro, like it's optics as well, man. Just look like a serious. Don't look like you're on the beach already, and then play like you're on the beach, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, but who's
And then-
that for?
and then-
The media, innit? Like,
Is it just for Arsenal fans to feel good about themselves? I don't.
But
get
they were gaslighting Arsenal fans. You should have seen them all over their social media accounts, bro. Even using former Arsenal players in their graphics, bro. They gaslit us, bro. And then they went out.
So they knew what they were doing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Went and spread Yash for freaking City, bro. That's another game. By half time, I went to sleep. I was depressed.
I think that was quite funny because I think Marley, did you say that you thought Fulham were gonna do stuff and then you're like, actually,
I was
you had to backtrack real quick.
real quick. When I saw the halftime stats, it was just like a real onslaught. It was just not. Fulham was struggling, bruv. I think they had one corner in the whole game or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, they were.
Bro, and all of a sudden, Guardiola's turned into a freaking left winger, bro. What's all that about, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, Joey, bro, relax, bro. Relax, bro. He just got.
I told y'all
But vindicated about what?
about how good he is at shooting. What are you talking about?
No, about how good he
Hey!
is.
I said he's a good footballer.
Yeah, he said he was your best centre back, bro. That's what he said.
Mate. And again, Rodri as well in there. That guy, when he plays, they don't seem to lose. So I think there's only one guy he needs to pip. I think with his form, I think it's Sol Campbell. When I was reading the stat, to keep winning
I
for
can't remember the
successive
numbers,
wins.
but yeah, Sol
Yeah.
Campbell's the only one in his way.
I think is it 56 Sol Campbell had or something. I can't remember.
Can't remember.
Yeah, but
Sorry, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, you're doing hate watching, but
Serious hate watching.
do you take any? Obviously, you're taking some kind of pride to know that you lot are going toe to toe with
for real.
City. But how does it feel like knowing how you laughed at Liverpool fans when this was happening to them back in the days, and you're now here?
You know what? I don't think I ever laughed at Liverpool fans. It weren't my business.
Okay.
The only time I ever kind of prayed for Liverpool's downfall was when you guys were threatening to do the Invincibles, repeat the Invincibles.
Oh yeah.
That was lit. After Watford did their thing, I didn't care, man. Like,
It seems like a lifetime ago.
yeah. But yeah, man, no, but I fully relate though. Like, bro, like you guys must have been devastated. 97 points, 92 points, or whatever your points tally was, and then not winning the league. Because, bro, I'm going through it right now, bro. I'm going. I can't sleep sometimes, bro. Like I'm baffled. Like I'm doing calculations. I'm looking at the teams. I'm watching press conferences for Ange Postecoglou. What's my business doing that, bro? I'm doing all sorts, bro. I'm analyzing everything. I heard Basuma was injured today. I'm distraught. I'm upset. I'm hearing there's Son and VDV might be out.
But if you're what I'm saying, if you're Tottenham,
but then they're not. But it's just a stupid rumor.
No. But I'm saying if you're Tottenham, are you really wanting your rivals to lift the Prem?
They don't want it. Of course, they don't want it.
That's what I'm saying, because obviously they got Man City next. So,
Tottenham fans wouldn't want it, but
players.
I don't think. To be honest, I think their fans might not even want to win that, bro.
No, the fans, 100% the fans will not want to win it, but the players are not going to go out to lose. Andrew's not going to set up his team to lose.
Man.
And obviously, as a club, they do want to get into as they want to finish as high as possible to get into the Champions League. Definitely from a financial point of view, definitely Levy, but.
I know, obviously, we know how far and how petty Levy is. Was it no red in the stadium?
Yeah.
So what makes you think that he's not willing to go?
Levy cares about money, right? So
no, but he paid more money, bought his own cranes, so that he didn't have to get the standard red crane.
That's one aspect of it. But then, if you're trying to finish as high as possible, and they do have a chance to do it now that Villa's dropped points, you want to finish as high as possible. Levy, I think Levy is one of those people whereby you can say, you know what. He's a businessman at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, he just cares about money, doesn't he, as well?
But obviously, the atmosphere in the stadium might be slightly weird because I think the fans won't be up for it. So you could probably imagine them cheering if Man City were to score, and then that will probably trickle down to the players. But I don't think the players are going to say
it's a win-win situation for them, isn't it? Technically,
Don't you think it's odd though? Like, because when we're going to play United, there was none of this talk of United are going to roll over for Man City, and United and City have a rivalry as well, innit? They're neighbours.
United rolled over for Arsenal.
Yeah, there was none of this talk like, United's going to roll over for Arsenal. United went there to try and play and try and win, and the United fans wanted to win. There was none of this talk.
But the thing is to that, Strive, it's the size of the clubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
United are a big club. Spurs are not as big as United. So maybe the fans don't have that mentality. For them, it's like, as long as Arsenal don't win it, we don't care.
I'll be honest, City are a big club as well. They're doing big stuff now, but in terms of in comparison of size to Man United, they're not a big club. So I think Arsenal are still kind of bigger rivals than Man City are to Man United.
So what do you mean?
But I just find it interesting
in terms of like club size. Because remember, Man City, they're still a very small club outside of England.
No,
on the international team in terms of like turnover and all that kind of stuff, merch, all that kind of stuff.
To your point, I'm trying to understand why you think because of that United.
Was Strive saying that Man United didn't want to roll over for Arsenal?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that. Yeah, I'm saying that
if they lost, Man City would have given them.
I don't think they care if Man City get the next thing. They got bigger things to worry about.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Where Spurs?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. So it'll be an interesting game, to be fair. And if Ange plays the way that he normally does, to be honest, some people probably say it'll play into Man City's hands, but who knows? It might actually go against them. playing.
But the thing is,
Man City on the front foot.
Ange wasn't here to be a beneficiary of this record that
Yeah,
Spurs
100%.
have over City. So it's kind of all just media narratives at the end of the
No,
day.
hang on. Remember, they've played twice this season. They lost once to City, and then what was it, a draw?
Have they? What, in the cup? Oh, what,
City beat them in the cup, in the FA Cup, and I think it was a draw at was it
Yeah.
where's it at Etihad? Yeah, remember? And I think you got cheated. Haaland, I think he got cheated at the end of the game or something like that.
Is it? I remember the game when I think City got like a late winner. Someone got a late win. I think it was maybe a defender, maybe Ake.
No, I think somebody was through on goal, and then they got fouled, and then the referee blew for a free kick when they had an advantage on goal. Remember that hype?
Tottenham actually got a good record against Man City. Yeah.
They got a very good record, and then he
But
has,
how much is that? How many of those games has Ange been in charge for? And
Just
what were
the
the
one.
results?
Yeah.
just the one, and I think it was a draw.
No, the one, it was a loss, bro. I'm sure.
No, that's the FA Cup you're
Well, at
thinking
home,
of.
I don't think Andrew's hasn't played them at home yet.
No,
Okay.
I mean,
It's his
Etihad,
first
yeah,
game.
Oh, just at Etihad, and so he's played them twice. We're saying, yeah.
yeah,
And it was a draw and a loss.
yeah.
Okay.
No, but the difference is, I think someone's already alluded to it. Ange is perfectly set up for City, whereas the previous managers, Conte, and who was it? Conte and what's the other manager's name that came after? The one that's at Nottingham Forest now. Whatever their setup was.
Oh, Nuno Espirito
yeah,
Santos.
Nuno. It's literally that's like Man City's kryptonite. We're just going to sit back and
And Angie's going to be naive. He's definitely going to try and play it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to try and play them.
Being that they need to win they would need to win the game as well if they want to get Champions League.
But hang on, in the game where they drew, Ange played that football as well. And even in the game where they lost 1-0, Tottenham weren't bad in that game.
No, they played well. They played well.
Yeah. So there is a chance that Spurs can hit them on the ropes by playing their football. I just don't know if they've got the personnel.
I don't think.
Doggy's still out.
Yeah.
I think so.
And
no.
that's been a huge blow to them in the last couple games as well.
I don't think they got enough in their locker to do anything this late in the game. I'm not sure. Who knows? It will be a tough one.
It'll be a good game. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
a good game to watch for a change. Man City usually boring to watch.
What are you guys saying? That obviously we know that Della and Shaz will probably be rooting for obviously a Tottenham win. But what about Marley Moore and Joey?
Well,
would you say?
Della's meant to be a City fan as well, so we don't know who he's going to be rooting.
Yeah, I'm not sure these days.
You can ask me the question and answer. I feel.
Yeah. So who you?
For football.
Yeah.
It's best that Man City lose.
Okay, so it goes down to the last game of the season almost.
Yeah, as I said, above everything else, I'm a football fan, and I think for the good of football.
What about Marley and Joey?
I've got no dog in this fight, man. I couldn't care less, bro. I'll be honest. I just want to see a good game. Ideally, Arsenal would lose the title on the last day of the season, because obviously that's the pinnacle of hope and expectation, just to see you all crumble. That would be great, but it is what it is, man.
I mean, I don't know why you want this so badly, bro. It's for football.
Because you've been unruly, bruv. You've been unruly, bruv. You've been unruly for 24 hours, bruv.
I've done what I deserve to be doing. Like, you guys were absolute you were moronic towards me. You are horrible people. I was humble last season, and I just was enjoying my team's ascendancy, and you guys were just really stabbing me in the back. Like,
That doesn't sound remotely true.
It's not true, bruv. This guy is a wind up, bruv.
I'm not a wind up.
You bring it all on yourself.
Do you know what would be sick if Arsenal won the title and then the Premier League was like, no, hang on, they've got some fair play judges.
Minus 2 points.
They set a precedent and stripped them of the title, bro.
So you guys are literally only concerned with the best way to hurt Arsenal fans.
No, just you, bro. Just you, bro.
You guys are aware that Arsenal fans are a lot bigger than Strike.
I know, brother.
It's
It's consequence.
No, wait, who's the next one? B-Man. Move, man. They Raf. They deserve everything they get, bro.
if we could separate them from this bad bunch from the many, bro, we would, bro. But unfortunately, we can't, bro. So
Then they've all be saying they can't believe City are winning everything.
Nah, I won't say that.
But they ain't got no fans, bro.
happened
Who's
to
gonna
us,
be saying? Who's gonna be
Exactly,
saying that,
bro.
Oh man, when Arsenal win, I've already worked out what's going on the 20th of May. Man's already sorted out what's happening. That parade. Podcast pundits, we're gonna be streaming live, baby. We're gonna be streaming live, baby.
Either way, I'm good, bro. I've got my exit clause. Bro. I'm either gonna be out the country or I'm gonna be on your straight up on your phone, bro.
Oh mate. But obviously if we just quickly go back to the mid-table as well, just looking at it now. So Newcastle 57, Chelsea 57. Obviously they got that win against Nottingham Forest where they did the comeback. United 54. I mean, does it really matter anymore, or are our teams just going to be looking just to get as many points as possible just to end the year on a high? Because I'm looking at it going, Chelsea, how's their season been summed up? Not great. Bought in a load of players, trying to get them to gel.
Well, they seem to be doing well. They seem to be closing out pretty well.
Yeah, I think
they're closing out. Go on.
I think they're one of the informed teams now. You know, they're one of the informed teams. They've collected. Oh, is it that third?
Three wins and a draw. Is their last?
I think it might be third most points collected, or is it fourth? I know they're in the top 5 in terms of points collected since the turn of the year. I think they're on some sort of run of form. I think I've seen it somewhere. I'd have to double check that. Maybe I'll check while we're
what are you saying? Would Bowley be happy with that though? Because if you spent the amount of money that you've spent and you're finishing the season in 7th, is that
well, at this stage
acceptable?
He has to get what he gets, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think for how they started, I think it's good. I think it's good for them because they've got to they got to a cup final, a semi final, and obviously they've had this run. If they can finish in a European position, I think that's progress, believe it or not.
Yeah,
and then if they keep Pochettino, which I think they should do, give him the opportunity to bring in maybe 1 or 2 of these players that he's actually given a co-sign for. He obviously knows his squad a lot better now. A couple of people may need to leave. I don't know. So maybe they don't leave. I think Chelsea could be serious contenders for the breaking into the top 4, top 5, top 6 next season, man.
It'd be interesting because I don't even know if the Chelsea fans would give Poch much longer. You know, just because
they should.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Because even Liverpool now have got this new gaffer that they've got to look forward to. They don't know what they're going to get with that. So we might see a little slump from Liverpool. There's going to be an opportunity for somebody to take advantage of that. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that Joey's been saying that he's expecting there to be some collateral damage after Klopp. And if that is the case, then in my opinion, Chelsea would be the people that would be next up based on how they're performing and seeing the season out.
You don't think Villa?
No, Champions League would be too much for them.
Unless
Champions League's very
unless they invest. Unless they invest, because remember, I think he's quite experienced in Europe as well, though.
Yeah, but they're not going to invest. Like, how many players could they potentially bring in?
I think as well, if you get Champions League, you get more money. I think
you do, but it's not enough to like Arsenal suffered from it this year. If you're going to bring players of quality, you're going to have to spend a reasonable amount. And I don't think Villa will have that capacity to do that. So their squad will still be relatively light again. And in Champions League, you have to go straight in for the juggler. You can't be resting players even in the group stages. Whereas Europa, you can play your weekend team until the quarter.
That's true. Della, while I got you on the subject as well, what were you saying in terms of Newcastle? What do they need to do? Because obviously they sit in 6th at the moment, 57 points.
Newcastle
to push on.
Hopefully they'll beat United in midweek, but I think for them, for their development, they need to be in Europe. You know, I think last season was a big jump to being Champions League, and it's, you know, similar to the point I'm making about Villa. I don't think they were ready for it. They gave a good account of themselves, but they just didn't have enough. The squad wasn't big enough, which is why they sort of like had a poor start to begin with. Now they're picking up because you've got less games. Most of your players are available, and of course it didn't help with the amount of injuries that they had. But I think for them as a club, in terms of where they want to go, I think it'll be important for them to finish in Europe.
And I was going to say, Joey, one of Newcastle's players was linked with you guys. So maybe you're getting Anthony Gordon. Who knows, man? It's a player that you love.
No, I don't think he'll come to Liverpool.
No way.
Impossible.
Bro, if you guys ever got him, bro, I would laugh so much because you hate that guy, bro.
No, you still got potential for him to turn out to be a great player.
Well, at Liverpool.
Nah, yeah, that would be funny, but yeah.
Fair enough. And then moving on from obviously the middle of the table to obviously the bottom of the table. What do we think about the teams that have gone down? Is it deservedly so? We've got Luton, Burnley, Sheffield United. Are they
Sheffield United definitely. Luton, they're unfortunate, but the table doesn't lie in it.
True.
And Burnley, I know Vincent Kompany's been criticised a lot for not changing his style of play. But what these people need to understand is like, if you're trying to build something, who knows if he's going to still be at Burnley. Like, how much do you change your game? If that's your style, and yeah, you may not have the players to do certain things, what do? Do you just change your style of play completely? You have to give people at least some credit to say, you know what, I'm still going to stick to my convictions. Yes, I'm a small club, but what should you just do all the time? Just say, you know what, I'm just going to sit back all the time. Only thing I would say is that maybe against the bigger teams, you tweak your approach because
just concede it. Yeah, concede.
Yeah, just say, you know what, let's just try to be a bit more difficult to break down. Then against the smaller teams or the teams in your own little mini league, because that's what these teams have to do when they come up into the Prem. Obviously, the likes of Leicester and now Ipswich, because there's such a very big gulfing class between the Championship and the Prem. You need to say, you know what, we need to try and win the games or be competitive in our mini league. When it comes to the likes of the Cities, the Arsenals and whatever, you need to be a lot more pragmatic than what Vincent Kompany was. But overall, I think Luton gave a good account in themselves. Sheffield United were just, not Sheffield United. Yeah, Sheffield United, they were just bums. And who's the other team?
Luton.
Luton. Yeah, so Luton gave a good account. And Burnley, they almost took it to the last game of the season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What would you say to somebody that says, you see how Vincent Kompany didn't change his style of play, and obviously he's been criticised for that. What would you say to someone that now might argue in favour of Erik ten Hag?
It's different. Do I tell you why it's different? Because one, like, you're just starting at a job. You're still. You're getting your experience from that company. Further down the line, you're not going to be here, but you've got the experience. Ten Hag is probably where he needs to be. This is the pinnacle for a lot of managers going to United. So he should be a lot more established in what he's doing. Whereas Vincent Kompany, like, you know what? Listen, I might get relegated to Burnley, but guess what? Because people have seen the style that I play and the way I approach football, maybe a mid-table club will now come in for me, and his career is still going to grow. Burnley are going to be Burnley, but for him, it's like, you know what?
But wouldn't you argue though that he didn't have the players to facilitate that style of play in the Premier League, and he didn't have the acumen to adapt? Whereas someone could argue in favour of Erik ten Hag to say he hasn't got the players to play the style of play that he may have wanted to play, and now he's adapted, and now he plays.
But what style of play is that, bro? What style of play is that?
Counter-attacking, innit?
No, but
transition football.
Like, but there's no way. As I said, ETH is very different because Glasner's only been in the club for how long? Are we gonna? And every single time people bring up the comparison between ETH and whatever, I always compare him to another club. First it was Brighton, then it was Wolves. Now I'm saying Palace. Do Man United have better players than Palace? Yes. So therefore, United could be playing better brand of football. So that's what I'm saying. That point between ETH is very different to a company, because a chairman could look at Vincent Kompany and say, you know what? I liked his style of football. I wanted to bring that style of football and do it with better players. So now he levels up and says, instead of him managing a relegation team, he may now go to an Everton, for instance, or maybe
Brentford or something.
Yeah, maybe a Brentford, because they've got better players, and then he starts build up his stock.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. My only pushback is I don't think United are better than Crystal Palace, as the results showed.
No, it's not about the results, it's about the team, bro. If you're looking team player for player.
Mateta, the better striker than they've got. Elise, Eze, who's better than them in United.
What about that Wharton in the middle was better? Bro.
He looks better than Mark Maino.
Exactly.
The back line's comparable.
Now,
I'm just
so like, let's be real. United have a better squad than Palace.
He's been controlling since the beginning, bro.
Yeah, I know, so let's not do that.
All right, if you guys say so, man.
Bro, you're gonna pay.
Bro, he's gonna pay, bro.
The football gods are listening.
You're gonna pay for everything you've done.
This is crazy, man.
Oh god! But what are you thinking, Dan? Before we move on to like back pages and stuff, in terms of this roller coaster of a season on the last day, what are your dreams saying? Because you normally have a good dream.
I'm just happy. I haven't had any, to be honest. I haven't had any, man. I've been trying to channel them to find out what's going on, but God don't want to do no spoilers. So yeah, man, I'm just locked in for the ride like you guys. But
He's sparing you, bro. He doesn't want to show you what's gonna happen.
all I'm saying, I've been saying from the beginning of the season, I think Arsenal's gonna win it, and we're here. The last
No, that's not what you're saying. You said you're
From the
going
game,
to win it. You're saying you're going to win. You did not know. I think.
I
You
said I
said
think
we're going to win the league. You said
I
you're going
said-
to win Champions League too.
I said
yeah, the Champions League.
no, Champions League. I said don't let Mikel Arteta get to Wembley. That's all I said.
Bro, I showed you the tweets. You said you're going to win the Champions League. It was in
I
black
don't
and
know.
white, bro.
Show me the
Don't
proof.
try.
Show me
Don't
the
try.
proof of those sheets. Show
You're
me the
behaving
proof.
like a tramp. You're behaving
Show me
like a tramp. You deleted it.
All right, well, anyway, what I'm saying, last game of the season, we're here, bro. Like, what could you look? We saw the run in. You know, Liverpool had the easiest run in. We had the hardest run in. And it's, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Don't let me start singing Cry Me a River, bro. Don't let me start doing it because I'm prepared.
You're the one who's talking
Don't
about
let
the
me
run.
start it. I was just saying, we had the hardest run in, and to be able to get through that run in and it literally be here, the last game of the season, pushing City. City are forced to go to work. Last season, we couldn't say that. Last season, we quote unquote bottled it. This year, City, you better turn up and go to work because if you don't, we've got the league title. And I'm proud of my boys. Like, whatever happens, I'm proud of my boys.
And Joey, just give us a quick note on that Villa-Liverpool game that you quickly tuned in.
Bro, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really watching, but it seems like it wasn't a great performance away fixture. I think it's 3-1 up with 5 minutes to go. Can someone confirm?
I'm not sure if it was 5. I'm not sure if it was 5 minutes.
Not 5, it was about 10, 15. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. Yeah, so, but we seemed like our chances were a bit clinical. Obviously, goals from Gakpo, who I already said last week was a bit too little, too late. But again, story of the season: scoring goals, conceding goals, scoring a couple goals and conceding goals, large amount of goals. Conceding 3 goals in a game like this isn't acceptable, in my opinion.
It's childish.
But, yeah, very, very immature. And I think Jurgen Klopp will, at this point, he'll just be thinking of all the good times, if I'm going to be honest, man. So, like,
he checked out time ago, man.
Yeah. As soon as, like I said, as soon as we lost that game to Crystal Palace, that's when we knew it was over. We've been here before, and we knew exactly what it took to keep in with it. And as soon as we lost that game, I think it was done for us. So right now, they're probably just having their parties and all that kind of stuff at the training. Probably before this game as well.
Way to end for Liverpool like this?
Not at all, man. Not at all. You have to remember, like, obviously you can look at your nearest rivals and you can see what they're doing and you can feel a certain type of way. But you have to look at where Liverpool was when he came. You have to look at where they are when he's leaving. We're in a net positive position, and you couldn't ask more than any manager coming in. And even though we're finishing off on a not as high a note as we would have liked, it's a big job for I can't remember on Slot to come in and do anything in. But there's players there. It's the same as last season when we ended finished 5th. I'm kind of not optimistic, but I'm excited to see what happens. I could obviously eat my words, but I've always wondered what happens after Klopp. I always wondered what happens after Salah, what happens after Mane, and we've been seeing those things, and we've had some good times this season, but I'm still kind of positive that we should be finishing in top 4, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I need to see how this guy is going to manage that and why they've chosen this guy.
Fair.
On the game, what do you think of Klopp making 4 subs at the same time?
I don't think it was necessary. I think he's just trying to get some guys minutes, and he thought, you know what, it's 3-1. we had a good day at training yesterday. We some clowns came in and performed for us. We were flying kites too. Probably these guys have been asking me for game time. Let me bring them on to get some game time. But I think taking off Endo was a big mistake because I think that's where the floodgates kind of opened up.
He's definitely checked out.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, Alexis McAllister, he's been dribbled past 66 times in the Premier League this season, more than any other Liverpool player in any single campaign across the last 8 seasons. So, that's
what you expect from for what I think is a CAM/CM playing.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that. That's where I was gonna head with it. So I suppose, like you said, it's exciting times for Liverpool fans. If you're excited
scary times as well.
Scary as well. But if you're interested in what the project or where the project's gonna go moving forward. But to rein in, I just want to add to what you said in regards to Klopp, and I don't think there's no world where Klopp should feel disappointed or feel saddened or any disappointed into the season. He's got Liverpool back into the Champions League after dropping out of it last year. He's won a trophy. He's won every trophy he could do with Liverpool apart from the Europa, because obviously they got slapped by Atalanta. I think Klopp, man, is
he can live with his head high.
100%. Obviously, it'll be a shame if Mikel Arteta equals his Premier League and under 5 years, but outside of that, man, he's done his thing, man.
Well, what I will say though, it's a bit weird that obviously people are thinking sell Salah, get some money in from him. But I'm hearing the likelihood is that his contract's going to get renewed or extended or something like that. But I would think if Michael Edwards and I think it's Richard Hughes, if they have faith in this new guy, shouldn't they be thinking of trying to raise up as much money as possible to now invest in this guy's project, whatever it is? The fact that I don't know if that's what they're looking to do, makes me feel like this is just like let's see what this guy can do in a year. And if not, then we'll bring in other guys who we have on the waiting list, rather than we fully believe and we're fully behind what this guy is hoping to do.
Well, are you basing that if they don't want to sell Salah?
Based on who they let go of the club for money.
But Salah's your most your biggest asset, right?
Biggest asset, biggest financial payday.
Yeah.
If you have faith in what the project that he has or what he's identified, because I know when they do these interview periods, like some of these guys come with like 400-page documents saying what they plan to do, how they plan to do it, etc. I'm not too sure if that's how Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes have hired this guy, but I know they've got a lot more power this season than they did when Klopp was there. And I think that's why Michael Edwards didn't want to be there while Klopp was there. It might even be why Klopp is leaving, to be fair. But it's a bit of I want to see how they invest in, because it doesn't seem as though financially they're as behind this guy as they kind of like back themselves, to be fair.
All right, cool. Before we end this, let's go around the room quickly. Back pages, Della.
I will give it to someone I have in my fantasy team. Because he's got double game week this week. So Guardiola for his 2 goals, and he really should have stepped up and for that penalty and got the
Howard
be the first player to score be the first defender to score a hat trick in the Prem.
Molly,
man.
You're on mute, Mars. Oh,
am I? Hello.
Yeah,
there you go.
Elise. I'm gonna go for Elise. Hold tight yourself. He's moving brazy at the minute. Right for the picking.
He made thingy dance, bro.
Yeah, that's it, man. So
Casemiro.
Yeah, Jerry.
Mine's Fabregas. Congratulations on getting promoted to Syria with Como FC. And I think he's taking his boys to Ibiza to celebrate.
You seen the stadium? The stadium's nice, boy.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
It's Como, bro.
Yeah. Lake Como, right on the lake.
Nice.
Stripes.
And Thierry Henry's got shares in Como as well. So congratulations to him as well for investing in that project. And
That's what
yeah,
about you?
whilst I'm doing congratulations to former Arsenal players, I want to just congratulate Kai Havertz.
Bro, is he your thingy? Is he your back pages? Yeah.
Yeah, it's my back pages.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to congratulate Kai Havertz on making it to my back pages again. He's proven to be in that clutch group, him, Tross and Saka. So yeah, man, well played. And yeah, man, thank you for making it possible for us to win a league.
Mine, I'm going to give it to Arteta. Again, he's breaking the records for the right reasons. So he's producing the results, getting them the results when they're needed to, especially when they're not even at their best. And I feel like he's turned them into almost a group of winners, I would say. But hopefully
27 wins in one campaign is the most that we've ever recorded in the Premier League era. And that win over Manchester United was the 27th. So that was the record broken. Oh, man.
So yeah, had to give it to Arteta. He's definitely doing his thing.
Hey, Marley Marl, man, cheer up, man. Come on, bro. Cheer up, bro, man. You seem a little bit down, bro.
Wait, how many wins did you have in Invincible?
26.
Oh, 12 draws.
Are we still getting on?
That's crazy. 12 draws is crazy. But yeah, go on.
Crazy. All right. We'll be back same time, same place next week.
We didn't lose to Watford. Yeah. Peace, guys. See you on the 20th. Yeah, the parade.